Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel. I have another little scrap buster project for you, and it's all about maple leaves. Recently I went into Dollar Tree and I found this cute little wooden plaque. This is the back of it, and then here is the front of it. When I saw this, I thought of template for making maple leaves. So let me show you what I did. I took some paper and folded it in half because I want to trace around this and I want to make it smaller. So here's how I did it. I took the center of the leaf and placed it on the folded edge, and then went ahead and traced around half of it. So to make it smaller, you can either use scissors. I'm just going to use this little small rotary cutter. And I'm just going to go around it and follow the basic curves of it to make it smaller. So here's the size I decided to make it down to. Remember, you can do this for any size that you like. And then I took this and traced it onto cardstock because I'm going to be tracing around onto fabric. And it's much easier to trace around the cardstock than it is paper. I'm using plain fabric for this because it's just going to go on the back, but you can put whatever color you want on it. If your fabric has a print, then I would do it on the back side or not so pretty side of the fabric. And then go ahead and trace all around it. The amount of fabric you're going to need really depends on the size of the maple leaf that you are making. So I made sure that I cut my fabric pieces to where this is going to be in the center, and then you need enough to go out past the edges of your leaf template. So then you want to go ahead and press this, and then you can press your seam open if you like. Have the front side of your fabric facing up, and you're going to take the very center of the maple leaf and you're going to place it on that center seam. And then you can pin it down, and then you're going to stitch right on your drawn lines all the way around. While you're stitching, make sure you leave a small opening. I'm leaving it at the bottom of the leaf. That's maybe 1.5 inches wide. And then you're going to trim all of your edges, and then with your scissors you're going to trim right into these little indentations there, so that when you go to turn it front side out, it's really easy to do. If you have pinking shears, you can use that to trim your edges. Then you want to, after turning it front side out, you want to make sure you poke out all of your corners and press this flat. Make sure you turn your edges at the bottom inside, and then you're going to stitch all the way around the leaf, about 1/8 inch all the way around. Now, one thing that you can do that maybe some of you will want to do is put heavy iron-on interfacing on the inside. You can even use a medium weight. On this, because of what I'm going to be using it for, and I'll show you in a moment, I wanted to do a decorative stitching. Well, my thread doesn't really show, but my machine acted up and I didn't get it to stitch correctly. So I went to another sewing machine, and this was the stitch I was trying to do. So on a leaf, if you wanted to, you can put a decorative row of stitching in there. So what I wanted to use these maple leaves for is a drink coaster. I'm using a round placemat that I made a few years ago, and I do have a tutorial on how to make a round placemat. But I'm going to show you what I did with the leaves on top. So I placed them right along the edge, right here, and you can either use fabric glue and glue them down if you want, or what I did was I just stitched along this edge here all the way around. So by putting a pretty vase in there with fall flowers in it, it makes a really nice centerpiece. So I call this kind of a semi-homemade project. You might already have round placemats you could do this to, or you can buy plain placemats at places like Walmart. Another thing you can do with these maple leaves is you could buy a plain table runner, Walmart will have them, and you can either use fabric glue or stitch them down. And again, you can just put any kind of vase. I love these little tins right here. You can find them at Walmart. And this makes a nice little centerpiece. And this is a little pumpkin pillow that you can also add to your centerpiece. Now I'm going to demonstrate just how easy it is to make this little fall garland. This little tool here I have in my hand is called an awl. I had to rob my husband's tool chest to get it, but you want to go up at the top, not right on the seam because it'll be hard going through that seam, but near it, and poke a hole in it. On the next step, I'm going to be using a large eye needle and some jute twine. And if you're having a hard time getting it through your hole, you can just go and do a tiny little clip, and that'll help open that hole up just a little more. I'm using this large needle with a very large eye in it, and I believe they're made by Singer, and it's in a package of 4 or 5 different needles for different tasks to do. And I got it in Walmart in the Notions section, so I'm sure you can find them at Joann's also. Take the one with the largest eye, and I'm using this jute twine, and feed it through the eye of your needle. Then go through the hole that you punctured in your leaf. If you want, you can add these wooden craft beads, which I also got at Walmart. Then you can take this and go around this piece here, the one that's in the back, go underneath and pull it through, and then you have tied a little knot. Now, when you're done, either at both ends, you can just tie a knot in it, or if you want, you can make a loop so that you can hang it from both ends. And what can you do with this? You can hang it across your dining room area, on a piece of furniture, let it dangle, even place it on your dining table. If you don't feel you're up to drawing all of these leaves, then you can look for fabric that has large print on it, and it may have large leaves like this on it. So you can cut it out, put some fabric of your choice on the back, stitch around it, leave a little opening just like you did on the other one, turn it front side out, give a good pressing to it, and then close up your edges, stitch real close to the edge all the way around. Again, you can puncture a hole in there and feed your jute twine through there. Then take these wooden beads again, it's got a large opening, so both strands were able to go through. Feed it in and push it down. You can wrap the twine around a vase like this, or even a lamp if you want to. And I wrapped it around several times, tied it in a bow, and then at the ends of the jute twine, I put these little beads and then tied a knot to keep them on. Well, here is everything that I made, and there's, I'm sure, so many more things that you can do with these little leaves. Remember, if you want them to be really stiff, you can add interfacing. Use the iron-on interfacing. You'll get great results to them. Now, all of the things that you see behind me, I will have links listed below your YouTube screen if you're interested in looking at those tutorials. Scroll down to the description section, click on Show More or the down arrow, scroll a little bit more and you'll begin to see the links appearing. Well, I hope you learned something new and that you liked it. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and don't forget to check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching, and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl. This is Manny. See you next time.